Soundtrack to the love we make. Let your love flow and shower us. Let your love flow and shower us.
Peace and love, peace and love. Oh man, this is the second day in a row. It's another beautiful morning. It's a little haze in the sky, not much, but the sun is bright, and for the most part it's beautiful blue skies. And I'm on my way to work. But I'm in a good mood, at least concerning work. Ooh. Put the new wiper blades on yesterday. They just a wiping. All that pollen was on there. Just a wiping real good, I can see. Oh man. Grateful though. Anyhow, so I'm in a pretty good mood about work because over the last week we have managed to have a bit of a shift. And again, it's nothing that I'm wanting to take credit for or anything like that. My response is the same as the video that I recorded yesterday, and it will be, and it has been whenever people talk to me personally. My response is praise God. And the reason that I reply praise God is because I'm not taking the credit for what happens. It's not because of me being so great or my ideas being so great, but it's the God within that the more that I seek to understand that or understand God, the more that I am able to make decisions that in the end give Him glory. So check on them first. Just make sure the motivation is there. But so over the past week at work, there has been an increase in or shift in attitude, and the people have been on a high, you know, and everybody has been kind of motivating each other and, you know, kind of speaking positively to one another and kind of celebrating one another, uplifting one another. And it's been strong. It started about, it was pretty much all week, but it just kind of gradually grew throughout the week. The adrenaline, the energy, to where at the end of the week we had everybody was pretty hyped. Everybody was excited about accomplishing goals and things of that nature. So I'm in a good mood and ready to see these people, because I want to see if we're going to they're going to be able to continue and keep that energy this week. It was healthy. A lot of people may not even understand yet, but just having a positive attitude and a positive mindset can just make you feel better. You know, when you're always down and discouraged and disappointed and, you know, all these things, it can have an effect on your health. It can have an effect on your well-being. So, a lot of people don't know that. So day in and day out, they're angry at life, or they're mad, and, you know, they have these attitudes, and they're, you know, mean and negative and nasty. And they don't know that has effects on you, short term and long term. So I'm hoping that through this we'll be able to see some people change for the better by just getting a small taste of what good energy and good feelings feels like. Positive attitude feels like, positive mindset feels like, that they can see that this is something that they can choose for the rest of their lives, you know. And it doesn't mean that there won't be bad days. It doesn't mean that there won't be days you don't feel like it. But what it does mean is that there'll be more times of, well, not even more times. You will learn and you will create a life where the good will outweigh the bad. Because sometimes, like we said, trials have to come, and they come to make you strong, but they don't defeat you. You know, they come to make you stronger so that you can overcome the next time. You know, so that you may stand, so that you may be able to stand. So yeah, I'm excited to see everybody. I want to see where everybody's energy is, see if everybody's in good spirits, and then I'm gonna head over to the other location and do my work there. But I just want to see everybody's face this morning and see where they are. And so I guess if I had to, I don't even know what a title for this video would be, but what I want them to understand, they do know this about me. They know that, man, Milton's like this every day. You know, like every day he comes in, he uplifts us, he speaks positive to us, he encourages us, you know, he smiles at us, you know, I encourage everybody, and it's not about eyes. I didn't even mean to go into that, but even speaking in third person, it's like some people might, I don't know. This is not to uplift me, you know, or boost me, but I'm just explaining what these people here know about me. They know that I'm going to have something encouraging or positive to say day in and day out. Every day I'm going to come in and I'm going to bring that energy. And some of these people here have been attempting to match my energy, and that's beautiful. You know, I'm grateful that I'm an example that they can match, and that it's a positive example that they're attempting to match. So what they may not know about this process is, even though we're in a chicken restaurant, I am allowing the God within me to lead, to shine. And people are seeing the positive impacts, the positive outcomes that me living this way is having for me. And they're seeing how the positive impact is having on some of their lives, their own lives. And there may be some who in the beginning, because it's new and they're learning, they may think that it's because of me. So what I intend to do through this process is help them to understand that it's not me who is so great and who has so much ability, but it's the God within me, and me, continuing to seek to understand God and build my relationship with God, that God is allowing me to act. I don't want to confuse people. I don't want people to misunderstand what I'm saying, but God is allowing me to act on his behalf. We understand that God is all powerful. We know that God is mighty, and we might say to ourselves even, well, God don't need no help. Well, in all truth, no, he doesn't. God doesn't need help, right? But God expresses himself through his creations. God expresses himself through his creations. So God may not necessarily have a physical hand to touch you, to physically touch you, to verbally talk out loud to you, to literally or physically listen to you, right? You can't physically see God, right? But for those of us that go to church, why do we go to church? Is it because we believe that the pastor is going to reveal a word to us from God? So in that instance, would God be using the pastor to communicate or convey his message? So in truth, no, God does not need a single helper, but God has help. God has helpers who communicate messages on his behalf. That way you can hear God. God lives within us. So when you meet someone who gives you this agape type love, or this person who you feel, man, just there's something about this person, the way that they listen to me, God may use somebody to listen to you. God may use someone to touch you. God may use someone to again speak to you. So what I'm intending for these people at my job to understand in time, is no rush, but they're at first just beginning to experience this and see how this affects their lives, see how being more positive and having a positive mindset and being respectful to one another, they see how it makes them feel first. And they're going to say, oh man, well, some of them not even going to mention my name, and that's fine. It's not for my name to be mentioned, it's not to put my name up on the wall and say, he did it, because I'm not the one that deserves the praise or the glory. But so some people are not even gonna mention my name, but some people are gonna know that I was very influential in bringing this into the operations of the business and changing our mindset and getting us to respect one another and care for one another and talk to each other respectfully. And those people who remember, who know that I was a part of that, those people are the people who then will want to know more. They will come to me and want to understand me and understand more about what I'm doing. And that is when, well, if they watch these videos, they'll already know. But if they're not watchers of the videos, then that will be my opportunity at that time when they come to me, for me to let them know that God is within them as well, and that there's nothing about me that is greater than them, other than the fact of how much of God I allow to shine through. And I don't want to say I allow, but you have to kind of remove yourself, or turn down your ego self, to allow God to raise up in you and manifest himself through you, to express himself through you. So praise God, for what God is doing, and the changes that are taking place within this restaurant. 6 months ago, man, I didn't feel like, I'm like, man, you think this is possible? And I know it's like, man, if you know God and you trust God, and God has shown you so many things, you like, man, yeah, all things are possible. But sometimes when you're dealing in the midst of so many people who are so negative and they don't see it, man, sometimes it can be like, I don't know what God expecting me to do in this place, but sometimes it's to strengthen our faith. These trials come to make us strong. But it's not for us to become full of ourselves and feel like everything is because of us, the vanity. It's realizing that it's God working through us, and through us, God can do some amazing things with his people. So I again thank God for me being somebody that can be used. And that's a whole nother video. We got to talk about that, because I know that I am not the only one that struggles with that, or that has struggled with that, and understanding that, there have been so many periods throughout my life where I felt like God was calling me or wanting me to do a particular thing, but I kept saying, well, that can't be the case, because, man, if you know what I do on a day-to-day basis, man, there ain't no way you want me to get involved to speak for you, or to do work for you, because I might contaminate it, man. I might mess something up. I might you got a good thing going, God. I don't think you need nobody like me to come in there and mess it all up with my filth. I felt that way for many years, and oftentimes I still feel that way, like, ain't no way. But I have grown over time to understand that God likes to use the people who nobody thought could be used. People who are viewed as unworthy. Those are the people God said, hey, come here, I can use you. Because if God is able to raise up somebody who was considered nothing and make them something, then through that person, people will be able to see God's glory, God's power. So I'm just walking in it, and wherever this leads me, I'm going to follow to the best of my ability. I wouldn't dare speak perfection of myself, because I know that would not be truth. And I don't want to speak anything that is not truth. I have battled, I do battle with it. And it's a real fight. It's a real fight. But I'm learning to stop fighting. You know, and I just say thank God, praise God, you know, for all that he has done and is doing and will do. And I praise God for what he's doing at my job, and for these people to at least give it a try, you know, even if they're pretending right now. See, one thing about it, I grew up pretending to preach as a kid. You know, there's a lot of preachers who started off pretending to preach. And pretending, you end up sometimes becoming, you know. But praise God. Y'all have a great day. Peace and love.